Hi, and welcome along to Mustafi Daily, the show that... Welcome along to Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Before I get into Mustafi, I've got to say happy birthday to Thierry Henry. Remember when he used to wear this kit? The good old days when we were killing it. We'd love to see those days come back. Now, to do that, we need to get some players in. Mustafi, what's happening? Still the deal hasn't been done. Still no news of, any medical, etc. Actually, funny enough, yesterday on Twitter, there was an eagle-eyed guy who spotted he was at the training ground and he spotted a van and a car sort of entourage moving away from the ground, and he was saying that he thinks Mustafi's inside it. Doesn't look like that's the case. The Mustafi thing at the moment still looks like it's stalled, although it's still looking like he can come to Arsenal. The Spanish press, they're all over it. They're still saying that he is coming. They're even saying that Mustafi at the moment is training alone. He's got a slight injury that he's been carrying for a few weeks, and they don't want that aggravated because they want to get the deal done, basically. But they are holding out for more money. There's also the new Villarreal signing, Robert Serrano, who's a very, very close friend of Mustafi. He told the press over there in Spain that I was hoping, these are his quotes, I was hoping that Mustafi would help me to adapt to life in Spain, and now he goes. So it all seems to indicate that Mustafi wants to come to Arsenal. The sticking point, as I've been saying for days, is that it's the price. Obviously, I don't know what the fees that they're arguing over are. The rumours is that Valencia are trying to get as close to 30 million as they possibly can. Arsenal want to pay as close to 20 million as they possibly can. Will they meet in the middle somewhere? Certainly, for me, the pressure is on Arsenal to get this deal done. We need a top quality centre-back in place. It would really strengthen Arsenal's team if you do that. I mean, if you suddenly have a back four where you've got Bellerin, Mustafi, Koscielny, and Monreal, and then you've got the backups at in the centre-back position of Mertesacker when he comes back, of Gabriel when he comes back. Then you've got the guys Rob Holding, Chambers, people. He starts to look stronger, but at the moment, there's a crisis at the back, and we need to solve that, and Mustafi would be perfect. And remember, as I've said before about Mustafi, he's versatile in that he can back up at right back as well. He can back up on the left-hand side if needed. Do you know what I mean? So we are under pressure to get this deal done. When will we get it done? Will we get it done in time for the weekend? I mean, for me, if that deal's not done in time for the weekend, it's going to, again, put such a negative on Arsenal going into that game against Leicester. I mean, listen, I know it's not going to be done in time for him to play, but it would be a boost just to know that he's been signed, that we finally made a signing going into that game against Leicester. Alternatives are still arising for Mustafi, and one of them is Jose Fonte, who plays for Southampton. Now, Fonte is 32 years of age. He's the captain of Southampton. He's a very good player. I didn't even realise he was that old until the Euros came around. And he's a very good defender, very commanding, good leader. The only thing that goes against him, of course, is the age. Now, he's valued around about the £10 million mark. And Arsenal said to be interested in him. Manchester United also interested in him as well. Remember, Jose Mourinho is Portuguese. Fonte is Portuguese as well. Fonte, I thought, was one of the best defenders in the Euros. It's just the age, 32. If you buy a player of that age, it was a bit like what I was saying about Ashley Williams. I would much rather a player like Mustafi than Fonte. And then you've got to take into account the fact that Southampton are desperately trying to keep Fonte because he's such an important player to their team. But he's been linked with Arsenal today. What do you guys think? Would Fonte make a good signing for Arsenal if we was unable to get Mustafi? Flinging up a poll. Let me know in that poll what you think of that, or is he too old for you? The links continue today for other defenders as well, centre-backs. The two that I spoke about yesterday, Simon Kajar, he's still linked again today. The Fenerbahce centre-back, he's still been linked with a move to Arsenal. And of course, there's Omar Toprak of Bayer Leverkusen, again, also being linked with a move to Arsenal today. Now, is, you know, are they just being lined up as alternatives because, you know, quite simply, Arsenal are just, they're just, you know, it's brinkmanship. They're trying to get the Mustafi deal over the line, or are they genuine players that Arsenal will go for if the Mustafi deal falls through? And by the way, if the Mustafi deal does fall through, it will be very, very embarrassing for Arsenal. No two ways about it. It will be yet another player that has turned Arsenal down. Now, what about Riyad Mahrez? We've been told and we're hearing rumours that Arsenal are very interested in Mahrez. Lots of toing and froing regarding it. I think there has been something in this. Mahrez was interviewed by the French press at the weekend, and his words were this. These were his quotes. He said, "The Premier League is a super league, and I would like to stay here as long as possible. Now, there are 2 or 3 clubs in the world that if they come for me, it definitely makes you think," if you understand what I'm trying to say. I don't think about it too much. I'm not part of that world. I play football and then I go home. It's true that in England, they're crazy about it. Last Sunday after a game, we were in the same hotel as Chelsea, and that was a story. They find the smallest detail to be part of my life. And basically, he's hinting there that he will only move to a couple of clubs that could tempt him. And it sounds to me 2 or 3 clubs. The 2 obvious clubs are Barcelona and Real Madrid. He's basically, for me, those are the 2 obvious clubs that he's saying to himself, if they came in, it'd be hard to turn those down. What's the 3rd club? Is it Arsenal? Is it Man United? Is it Chelsea? Who knows? Does Mahrez want to leave? You know what will be really significant, really, is going to be that result this weekend when Arsenal play Leicester. If Leicester beat Arsenal, he'd probably be saying to himself, well, what I don't want to go to there for. The place is in turmoil. You know, the fans want the manager out. People are arguing about transfers. You know, players seem to be not playing well. I'll stay here at Leicester. We just beat them. We're the champions. We're going into Europe anyway. If Arsenal beat Leicester, then he might say to himself, well, you know what? 2 defeats in a row. Arsenal, they look a good team. It could go the other way, you know what I mean? So I personally think with the Mahrez thing, there has been something in it. He does feel tempted. But is Arsenal a good enough proposition at the moment for him to move to? And we don't look a great proposition at the moment. That's the thing, and that's the worrying thing about it. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Arsenal also linked with this guy from Juventus who goes by the name of Mario Lemina. Now, Mario Lemina, I've spoken about this before, but, you know, there's reports out of Italy that Arsenal bid £16 million for Mario Lemina. The midfielder, plays for Juventus, was at Marseille. They've brought him in on a permanent deal. Gabon international, as he plays with Aubameyang. And the reports are that Arsenal bid £16 million for him, but that was turned down. Juventus said to want at least 20 million for him. He's a central midfielder, should I say. I don't know why Arsenal need another central midfielder. I mean, we're just overflowing with those. Let's concentrate on a striker. You know, I don't think we really need another midfielder right now. We even got guys like Gnabry over there in the Olympics tearing the place up. That's another midfielder, you know, we could bring in. We sent John Torrell out on loan. I don't think we need any more midfielders. What we need is a striker. That is what we need, and I'm hoping that's what we're going to get before the end of the window. Let's get into some of your comments, see what you guys have had to say. Mr. D-Doc says, it's not right to boo off players that have contributed to you trying to win by scoring. He's talking about the weekend where there were some boos at the end of the game after the 4-3 defeat to Liverpool. He said, a lot of football is down to confidence. Not about us fans sapping it and sending the message to the other players worldwide that we're idiotic fans. Wenger does approach a lot of players, and as Henri said, they don't want to come. Does anyone think maybe it's us causing them not to come? Oh, come on. Players who don't want to come is embarrassing at the moment. Listen, not every player is going to want to come to Arsenal, and you know, they can turn down and they can go elsewhere, but recently, when we've gone in for a lot of big players, Suarez, people like that, they have not, Vardy, them not wanting to come to Arsenal starts to say to you, what's going on? Why are players turning down a massive club like Arsenal? You know, you really do start to think to yourself, there's something a little bit wrong that we're not being able to attract these type of players. Hickadum M says, paying 60 million for Lacazette is extreme panic. Get Loic Remy on loan or less for 10 million. No, I'm sorry. Loic Remy's, not the answer what we need at Arsenal. Lacazette is not worth 60 million. I don't think he would cost 60 million. But Lacazette, for me, is the quality, the type of grade of player that we should be going for. But gonna have to wait and see what happens with that. Thanks for watching AFTV Transfer Daily today. Don't forget, it'll be back around about the same time tomorrow. And don't forget to subscribe to my other channel, Man Like Robbie. Thank you.